Well, good day, everybody. Welcome to the Bible in a Year, 2021. We are on day 311, and we're reading through Matthew 24. And Matthew 24 is very similar to what we read yesterday. So instead of going into all the details, if we just drop down to the bottom, to the end of the chapter, and we see Jesus telling everybody, listen, you don't know when the day and time is going to be, so be found faithful. And I mentioned that yesterday, that is the main thing that we need to do, to be found faithful in what we've been given to do. And you notice that he was talking about being faithful as a steward in the house, faithful as giving to others, looking after them and such. And we have to remember that in this creation, that everybody who's born is considered created by him and belongs to him, but is in rebellion to him. They are not children. They are not the children of God. You can only be considered a child of God when you've been adopted through Jesus Christ. But we are the creation of God. And he loves every single one of us. And we've been called, our responsibility as people. That's our responsibility. Our responsibility is not building churches. It's not building monuments. It's not enforcing rules. It's people. It's relationships. It's conveying the love and God's desire for people to people. It's giving out what we receive. And it always reminds me of the sheep and the goats that Jesus talked about when he comes back. There'll be a separation of the sheep and the goats, and it turns out that people are receiving a reward because of what they did for the least. Because Jesus said, "Whatever you did for the least of these, you've done for me," and vice versa. Whatever you didn't do for the least of these, you didn't do for me. And this really should be making us sit up and take notice, because quite often people are an annoyance to us. We get angry at people. We, whether it's on the highway or whether it's on social media, we feel that it's our place to tear people apart, tear them down, tell them what they're doing wrong. All this sort of stuff. And that is definitely not what has been given us to do. That is not being a faithful steward in Father's house. That is being the corrupt. That is being mean. That is being vicious. That it just, not what we've been called to do whatsoever. And I know it's hard. It can be hard because sometimes when you have the answer, you want people to receive that answer. You want them to have that. But people aren't always at that place of receiving. So you need to stay in relationship with them. Hopefully, you will be blessed to be the one to help them understand the answer to everything that they're facing. But if not, then you've planted the seed and somebody else is going to come along and have that pleasure. But it's people. It's people. It's always people. And stop and think about your day and how many people you encounter and how you encounter them. Is your attitude always the one of generosity and giving? Are you always prepared to be that joy that they encounter in the day? Do we represent Jesus Christ? Do we love people in the way that he's loved us? And, so, there's a lot we can say on this. There is a lot, but just go back and read again the last portion of the chapter. Read again what Jesus is talking about, the faithful steward in the house, and when he returns, is he going to find us being faithful with what we've received and giving out to other people? Are we going to be found faithful to loving other people? Is that what he's going to find? Yeah, I'm going to leave you with that, because that's a lot. That's a lot to consider. A lot there to evaluate in ourselves. Ask the Holy Spirit to evaluate that in you, for you, so that you are getting a different perspective than your own. You guys be blessed. Love you. Have an excellent day, and we'll pick it up tomorrow.